Hey everybody, I'm Suzanne Shirley, and we're here tonight with the Freedom Team, and we're going to be doing a Work With Me Zoom. We're going to be looking at some messaging examples that I think are going to be really good, and I've got a variety for you, and I'm going to be putting some in the chat. Also, if you're watching the playback, then you will find this in the unit on the team page. Under Work With Me, it's called a unit that's called Work With Me. You will find this recording there. You will also find all the verbiage. So everything will be there for you. It will be a YouTube link that you can play back, and we'll also have all of the verbiage for what we're doing tonight. So you can always go back and grab it. So welcome everybody that's joining us live, and welcome to you guys who are watching the playback as well. Okay, so what can you do every day to grow your business? What you need to first of all do is set a number of reach outs that you are comfortable with doing that you can stay consistent with. Okay. So is that going to be 12 people that you know you can reach out to every day? What about 4 or maybe 3? Whatever that is, if you can do that every day, you're going to grow your business. And I always have heard from Sarah Robbins, 3 leads a day or 3 reach outs a day or three connections a day keeps leads coming your way. So if you do 3 reach outs, 3 connections a day, it keeps leads coming your way. So if you can share, if you bring it down to like 3 people, that makes it so simple. And that means if you're going to do only 3, they need to probably be about plexus. If you're going to do 12, then some of them can be building relationship connection type messages, but at least 3, if you're going to do 4, great, need to be about the product or the business. Okay. But remember, you need to have some reach outs that are not just about plexus. So find a number that makes most sense for you that you can do. And I just joined, I actually joined it in December, but it started yesterday, a Team Z boot camp. This is a revamped one and it's brand new. It's got new material. This is the CRM that I use. It's a relationship management software type thing. It's on my phone. It's on my computer. If you want to know more about it, it's $29.95 a month just for this service for Team Z. And I can't live without it. It is my Franks list. It is my Franks list. It helps me to remember who is it the next person I need to be reaching out to. Who are the most important follow-ups do I have? I have information on all these people. I have their jobs, what they do for a living. If they're an ambassador or a customer on my team, it says who their sponsor is. I mean, you can have it do whatever you want, but I love that particular thing. And it's just the thing that's helped me so much. I know Kelly uses it. She loves it. But anyway, come up with a number. And for me, my thing started yesterday because I am recommitting to consistency. So if you don't realize this, consistency, even the small numbers, if you can commit, it's not big, massive action once a week. It's small, consistent effort over the long haul. If you can just do the little things on a daily basis, the things that seem insignificant, that seem unimportant, over time, they build up and they cause a momentum rush of results. The same thing applies to anything that you're doing. So whether it's you're trying to eat healthy, lose weight, and you think it's just a salad, it's just one salad, it's not going to do anything, might as well have a hamburger. Okay. It's the same thing that applies. The salad, the meat and vegetables the next night, and then a salad, and then something else healthy. And you just keep doing it. And over time, it adds up and you see the results, you feel the results, you know that those small, seemingly mundane, insignificant tasks build up to results over time. The same principle, okay? So that's what I'm trying to get across. And trust me, when I'm saying that to you, I am saying it to me, because there is never going to be a time, hear me, there is never going to be a time where you just, I can't wait to do my work. Right? I mean, I do remember my first year in Plexus. I was excited. This is awesome. And I had fun. It was, I mean, and I still have fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm getting ready to hopefully sponsor someone tomorrow. It's my freaking first one of the year. I thought I would sponsor 2 more people by now. It didn't happen. So the fact is that we are all on this journey and we all are going to suffer with the same stuff. We are all going to struggle with the same issues. So I want you to know that whatever it is that you're dealing with, it is no different than what I deal with. I am no different than you. Doesn't matter the rank or the income or anything else. We all struggle with wanting to do our work. We're not motivated. It's hard to, if it makes it better to go listen to a 5-minute inspirational video first, like go find something that's short, something that will like light your fire. I'm telling you, I cannot put that into words enough, how that will help you get started for just a 30-minute segment of work. Okay. It'll get your mindset in the right way. And remember that you're investing in the lives of other people, and it oftentimes doesn't bring immediate results. And we want those immediate results, but when you are doing that 30 minutes of work, whatever that time is that you've allotted for yourself, that will bring the results. Okay. So let me dig into the meat and potatoes of this. So try to come up with a number of some people that you can connect with that are not in Plexus. You really need to make a group of your messages, people that are not in Plexus. Okay. So some could even be from like dead conversations. You're going to want to rekindle that connection, or perhaps it's time to, now that you've been talking to them for a while, you're going to bring up the products. It's time to break the ice with that and tell them what you've been doing and what this has helped you with, and ask them if they would like to hear a little bit more and how it's changed your life. Would you like to hear a little bit more about that? If you've built up a relationship with them and you've built a connection, a rapport, it's not going to be strange to mention what you do and why you love it, and ask them if they want to hear more. It's always the best to do it within a conversation. If you're just reaching out and out of the cold, I can tell you there have been some times that has worked, but 95% of the time, those kinds of messages, the only kind of ones that where those cold messages work, cold message meaning we're not in the middle of a conversation. We're not already talking. We have talked before, but we're not necessarily in a conversation now. And I just thought of them and I send them something passionate. It's about Plexus, and I'm breaking the ice and I'm asking if they want to, I'm telling them the benefits and how I think it would be amazing for them, how it would bless them, how they would be great at this. I would totally want to share more with you. Hey, what do you think? That kind of thing. It's scary. And I've done that many, many times. And in those occasions, when I have sent those messages, that has begun the conversation. I usually get a no. 95% of the time when I send that kind of a message, I get a no. And I expect it, and you should too, okay? If you don't get a no and you hear, yeah, I want to hear some more, what's that? Oh, yes, that's huge, okay? If you get a no, it's normal. The no is normal. And remember, that just begins the conversation with them, because the next time you're going to talk to them, you're going to build a rapport, and they're going to watch you post on Facebook. They're going to go straight to your timeline once you've talked to them. They're going to go over to your timeline. They're going to take a look at what you're putting on there. So keep a good idea of what is on your personal Facebook timeline. If you were somebody that was being prospected about plexus and you got a message, hey, this is great, this has changed my life, I really think it would bless you so much, you know, would you take a look at this? You want to hear some more? And I'm sorry, I'm getting 1,000 messages and they're like not good. They're from other people that are bugging me. Hang on. I'm turning off my phone. I'm turning off the phone. Sorry. Oh, it's not, doesn't work. I have to do both buttons. Okay, slide power off. Shutting down Messenger. Okay, done. Now, here we go. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying, but I will figure it out. I'm going to close down my Safari as well. I don't want anybody messaging me. No more. Okay. I was saying, when you cold message like that, sometimes you're going to get that no. 95% of the time you're going to get the no. But let me tell you something. In almost, let's say, let me just pick a number, 75% of those no's eventually lead to a yes. Why? Because I'm not going to just drop them off the face of the earth. I'm going to keep talking to them, and I'm going to check back, and I'm going to comment on their posts, and I'm going to look at their story, and I'm going to make some little comment on their story and click love like 15 times. And I'm going to just go back with them, and they're going to be looking at my stuff. I'm going to be posting, and they're going to look at my life. What are you posting in your stories? Are you just talking about plexus, or are you talking about your actual life there? Okay. Be attractive, be interesting. Let someone see a little bit of a window into your life. What are you making for dinner? What's your dog doing? What is it you're getting ready to do? What are you thinking about doing? Add some value to someone's life. Share a recipe. Share something that's interesting on your stories. Don't just make it about plexus, because the stories are a great way to tell a story about you. All right, I went on too long there. So you can even bring it down to your messaging down to 3 plexus related reach outs, 3 people that you're connecting to on social media, and 3 non-plexus related, for like a total of 9, just 9 people. That's not hard to do that. Make sure that you always go, this is something key. Oh my God, I've had someone unfriend me for this. And this was a high school friend. I thought about her just the other night before I even came up with what I was going to talk about tonight. Make sure you go check their social media. Go look and see what has been going on in their lives. It's not like you're always going to be able to see. Maybe not all of your friends share about their whole lives on social media. And you're going to have to take a risk if they don't. But a lot of people do talk about their lives on social media. If their mom just passed away, you need to know that first. If it's been a week and their parent has passed away, or they've had something tragic happen, you know that's not a good time to message them. If you're going to message them, tell them how much you care about them. Tell them, in fact, that is the best time to message them. Tell them how much you've been thinking about them and you're praying for them. Do it. Yes. I mean, build that rapport and that connection. But I can't tell you how important it is to go to their timeline first to see what's going on. I offered a free sample to a girl for her birthday who went to high school with me, and her mother had died 2 days before. And let me tell you something, that was not a great reaction I got from her. I apologized profusely and said, please, please forgive me. I had no idea your mom just passed away. I would have never been so callous or insensitive to do something had I known. I just really wanted to bless you. I promise. I still got silence after that and an unfriend. But the first message was me. It was hateful. She was angry. And when somebody is upset, they're going to do that. So anyway, I'm talking a long time about this, but go check their social. So another good reason to go check their social is to see what they have been up to so that you can talk about that. Like I just said, if they have had a tragedy, message them and support them. Pray for them, be their friend. If they've just gone on vacation, ask them a question. Oh my gosh, that looks so much fun. What have you guys been doing? Maybe you have something in common with them and you can say, oh, I was there too. We went on a trip there before. It was amazing. And then share a little bit so that, you know, when you can make a connection of something in common, it's so important in a conversation on a text. And also, let me just say this, and this is going to be my thread tonight. One of the most common things I'm going to say, voice messaging. And I mean one. Do not send 2 or 3 or 4. Because if you know me and we're on a team together and I'm talking to you right now, we're all in this together and we're going to send a ton of messages back and forth. But when you're messaging for building these relationships on social media and you're not just talking to people within the company, you don't send lots of voice messages. It's 1, 2 max, but no more than 2. 1 is the best. Okay. So voice messages are always the best rather than cutting and pasting, because if you cut a message and paste it in, it's so impersonal. And using the scripts are great for when you're brand new and you need that help, but start branching off, get bold, get brave. People want to hear your voice inflection. If they can hear your voice and they can hear how passionate you are, your love for them, it comes through, because belief has a sound and you need to use that. Make sure that if you're going to use a typed message, that you add your personality to it. So make sure that you know, sometimes people send me, and Betsy, you recognize this because we just talked about this yesterday, but I cannot tell you how many times people will send me stuff and they'll go, hey, I'm thinking about messaging such and such, and here's what I'm going to say. And they send it to me. And the thing that's always missing is that personal connection, that vulnerability, that love and that kindness that you want to convey. And you're getting right into talking to them about what you want to say, but what you need to do is sandwich it in between something kind and sweet and loving and personal, and connect with them and let them know that you're caring for them and that you're thinking about them and asking how they're doing, and talk about them just a little bit before you get into whatever it is that you want to say, okay, and address with them. So that's very important. So how about for the first one, perhaps you're going to reach out to somebody that you're friends with on Facebook, but you have no idea how you connected with them. Like you can't even remember how you friended them. Maybe an example would be like this. I'm not sure how we got connected, but I'm so glad we found each other here. And I like that. I'm going to put that in the chat. Feel free to copy that, paste it, whatever you want to do into a document. So make sure that it's a genuine connection of how you relate, what you guys have in common, non-plexus related, and just tell a story. Just be like you're standing with them in a store. You ran into them at the drugstore, the Walgreens, the CVS, the Costco, the wherever. Just talk to them like you would if you're in person. Don't make it so formal, okay? Be bold, be unafraid, be you. And that's what you do. That's how you're going to connect with them. So you don't have to tell them about plexus right away, because they're going to get curious about you and go to your social media. Okay. As soon as you guys start talking, they are going to go look you up and see what you are all about. What does your social look like? Okay. Go back and read through your own posts on your social and your highlights as if you're somebody who doesn't know you. And you may want to revamp a few things out there. Maybe revamp your highlights and your posts that you have before you start talking to people. Like, what do you want them to go see immediately when they go to your timeline? If you're just sharing little videos from fun things your friends have sent you, no, that's not compelling. Your social needs to be a reflection of your passions, your life, your beliefs about something, your wisdom that you want to share, something fun about health or gut health, a recipe, pictures of your family, pictures of you. What are you doing? What are you thinking? What do you love? Ask your audience a question. Be engaging on social. Don't just post junk, right? So we know that. We've been in Plexus long enough. So here's a good second one that you can do, okay? Reach out and connect to 3 people on your social media that you can connect to that are new to you. These are new people that you've never connected with. This is to increase your warm market network. So maybe go find 3 new people that you can friend. It's always good to make that part of your IPA every single time that you sit down. At least maybe make it your goal to make 3 or 4 new friends a week. Like go and start being a friends with 3 people at least a week. So go find 3 people on your Facebook that have some mutual friends that you know, or somebody that you might want to know. And then reach out to them, friend them. When they accept it, don't just sit there and expect that they might accept it a day or 2 later. Have a message ready to send them. Like once they accept your message or your friend request, you need to be ready to send them a message and say something like this. Oh, hi, Jill. Hey, thanks for the friend request acceptance. I am so excited. No, it's so great to make new friends on Facebook. I think we have common friends and that we're mutual friends with such and such. I so look forward to getting to know you. Have a great day, and I hope that it finds you smiling. That last sentence I just said, have a great day, and I hope it finds you smiling, with some emojis. I cannot tell you how many great responses I get from that, because you are literally saying, I hope that you're smiling. You need to be smiling, right? So expand your warm market, expand your network. I know it feels weird to reach out to a perfect stranger that you've never met in real life on social media. It sounds weird. It feels weird. No one else is doing it. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Okay. You have to get over the fact that it's weird that you've never seen them in person before. It is okay to meet people online. Do you know I can tell you so many people that I'm friends with, okay, really good friends with, that I met online and I have never seen them in person. I've met them through other groups, through network marketing challenges. They're in different companies, whatever the case may be. And we're friends, and that's the end of it. We're never going to not be friends. I think they're great. So get over that and just go ahead and start those conversations. Think of it as the same way that you might be like if you met them at the park or the library, or while you're on vacation, you just meet a stranger. You're getting to know somebody. So your intentions are good. Just remember that you have good intentions. Let that motivate you. You know that you're going to serve them. That is what you want to do. You want to serve them. So give yourself 10 to 15 minutes a day for that. You need to give 10 to 15 minutes a day to finding 3 people if you can. Okay, here's a third message. And I think I just said that last message. So hopefully you got some notes. If you're watching the replay, you can rewind it. I didn't have it written down. So a third thing you can do is your fence sitters that are ghosting you. You've already talked to them about Plexus and they are ghosting you. So now what do? You're going to have to address the elephant in the room with this person with the message. Okay. Go to their Facebook feed, find out their story, go look at what they're talking about out there on Facebook. Look at their recent posts, go check out their story. Put yourself in their shoes, because that can sometimes be so helpful if you can do that. Are you thinking they're ghosting you because it might cost a little bit too much for them right now? Or maybe they're a skeptic, or they need an emotional connection to this? What is it that's holding them back? Like, what do you think is their reason for not engaging with you about Plexus? They were interested before, but now they're saying nothing. Okay. So go try to figure it out by looking at their Facebook. And you might say something like this. Hey, Erin, I've been thinking about you. You know, honestly, I'm just literally getting around to setting my own goals for 2021. And I've connected with a lot of friends that have just been struggling with getting motivated and making changes in their life. I'm not sure if that's you, but I know that we talked earlier about getting started on a health regimen and working on your cravings, your sleep issues, etc., energy. And I'm wondering if in the meantime something else has come up, or perhaps what is holding you back. If it's just the timing and you haven't really set any goals yet, hey, why don't we do this together? What do you think? That is a really good message to send, especially right now because it's the beginning of the year. I'm going to put that in the chat. Go ahead and copy that down so you'll have that now. So if you can go to their Facebook and find out what you kind of think might be happening with them, that can kind of lead you in what kind of a message that you want to send to them. Okay. Okay, and I have 9, I think, of these things, these ideas of messages that you can send. Here's the 4th one. Okay. This is somebody that sampled some Slim, or they've tried a challenge box, and maybe they've only purchased one thing as a customer. Maybe they purchased the lean. Okay. Anyone that's on the products, we know they love it. If they're on it, they keep buying it. Maybe they only have one thing. I want you to know this. I cannot tell you how many people that I've started on one product. Okay. Don't be afraid to just let them join as a customer with one product. Let them do it. Why? Because the products are amazing. They're going to start loving it and they're going to want more. They're going to want to see about more. And I cannot tell you how many people I start as a customer and I convert them to ambassador. And then they get the discount and they get more products. And then once they're on that, they are in the groups and they participate in the challenge or something and they win a prize because they think it's cool that somebody actually gave them a prize. And then they want to hear about this other product because that's cool. Okay. There's something to be said about easing people in. Okay. So ask questions to find out why they are hesitant to get started with that whole system. You know, speak with experience and confidence when you're talking to them. Is it the investment that's causing them to limit themselves? Because sometimes, you know, people don't want to fully commit. They just want to kind of take a product and that's it, right? They don't want to fully commit to a health regimen. And so you need to kind of be that leader and nudge them in. So here's an example of what you could send. And remember, it can be about any different product. So if it's something different than lean, great. Make it about whatever product they are taking and give a few snippets about why you think they love it and what, you know, suggest a few other products that they would like that would go with it. Okay, so here's the example. Hey, Jean, I know you've been loving the lean shakes. They are my favorite. I love how nutritious they are and how good they taste, and that 14 meals are given back for every bag to Feeding America. I love the heart of our company. It's so amazing. So here's what I was thinking. You'll probably be out of your bag in about 4 to 5 days. And this is the pack that goes perfectly with that 3-day box that you tried. You'll get more of the shakes. You'll get the pink drink and the MetaBurn that will be a killer for your weight loss goals. And it's only blank dollars. Like, give them the price for that welcome pack. You know, cost can be an issue, but like I said, our company has this big heart. They have this incredible referral program where you have 3 people get started with you and your products are paid for almost the first 3 months. Okay. Now that you know that you love plexus, don't you think it would be pretty easy to get 3 girlfriends to do this with you? Okay. Do you see the benefit of asking that person who already loves plexus, already loves a product? You're going to get them on the full pack. You're going to talk to them about maybe the other 2 or 3 products in a pack that you're recommending for them. And they're going to take advantage of that. And you're going to tell them that they could basically share with 3 girlfriends in that referral program, and they're going to get $300. That's almost 3 months worth of products paid for right there. Totally. Love that. Okay. I'm going to share something else, like, for people who are afraid to ask, if you're afraid to ask your customers or your ambassadors to start talking to their friends and family, if you're afraid to ask them to share, okay, that's part of what your job is as an ambassador. You are a leader and you cast a vision. All right. Now that's a big thing that I'm saying, you casting a vision, but basically you're talking about how you see that this could benefit somebody else. Remember, every time you are talking to somebody about what you think they could do, it has to be about them. It has to be about them. How is this going to benefit them? How is it going to help them? Remember, if you're afraid to ask them to share, you're afraid of that rejection, you're never going to get somebody to share unless you help them to see what this is all about. And again, you've got to be willing to hear the word no. You've got to be willing, because, I cannot tell you how many ambassadors every single month I've said, oh my gosh, girl, we have got this great, bonus program going this month. You could earn like $450, like whatever the money is. If you just go and sponsor your first 3 people, I could totally help you do it. Would you like to hear a little bit more about how to do that this month? No, I don't think it's really the time for me right now. Da, 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 da. I ask them something like that almost every month. I'm telling you something, that's part of my IPA, and I get people to start sharing eventually. Not kidding. You just have to be bold. Don't be afraid to ask. Let them say no to you. Who cares? Like, really? So make it about them. Rejection is a guarantee, but you know what? It can lead to success. Rejection always leads to success. If you go for the rejection, okay, success will happen. Just like go for no. Always remember that hearing no from somebody that you reach out to is just the beginning of the conversation with them about plexus that leads to them eventually joining you. Also know that most often it takes 7 to 12 conversations or 7 to 12 connections with them or exposures, okay, before that person is ready to make a decision on saying yes. They have to start seeing the value. They have to start seeing how this would work in their life. They have to start seeing that they need it. And it might take some time. So give it that time and don't worry about how long it takes. Just commit to that process. And in the meantime, you're talking to other people. So one day that one person's going to catch up and say they're ready to go. Also remember that people don't even know that they can make that $350. They don't even know. So that is what you're telling them about. And here's the example. Okay. Hey, Lisa, I am blown away by your 18-pound weight loss using plexus and intermittent fasting together. Isn't that amazing? So listen, I haven't really ever talked to you about this, but now that you know that this stuff is amazing, I want you to know how simple it is to get this referral bonus that we have. If you just want to throw up a post on Facebook and share your results so far, or just privately message a few of your girlfriends who also struggle in the weight department, I could help you earn that $300 this week. That's how awesome our referral bonus is. What do you think about doing that? Okay. And that is really you being bold. You have to ask people and tell them about the bonus they could earn. And like when you tell them how much money they could earn with this many people, that's what gets them to do it. You're sharing, you're not just telling them, hey, there's this referral program. That's not what you're doing. You're saying, hey, when you get 3 people, you could make this amount of money. And when you show them that, that's when they want to engage. Not every time, but there's more of a chance that they will want to engage. Okay, now That everyday wellness pack that we have, you know, you guys know that welcome pack that's got the 4 products without Slim. So we've got people that are pregnant, nursing moms, pregnant moms, soon to be moms. We have people that are sick, people that are taking a lot of prescriptions. They're sick. They don't know if they should add this. They don't understand supplementation. They're worried about how it's going to interact with some of their whatever medications or stuff like that. Okay, this is for that kind of person. So that everyday wellness pack is a great place to start. Why? Because it's 4 bottles of what? It's a multivitamin, omegas, probiotic. Okay. That is the kind of thing that everybody could be taking over the counter. Thing is, we have the best, right? So start people out with what they are the most comfortable with. And if they have metabolic issues, you know, they're going to maybe want to talk to their doctor first. You suggest it. Go ahead and ask them, hey, would you feel better if you talk to your doctor about taking probiotics and omegas and multivitamins while you're taking, you know, you're trying to get back your health and you're struggling through this illness? Don't you think that's a good idea? Just go ask your doctor about that. I mean, like the doctor's going to say you can't take an omega. Okay. So here's a good question, a good sentence that you could say to them. Hey, I totally understand your hesitation. Having a healthy baby is top priority. Or if they're sick, you can say, hey, I totally understand getting your health back and feeling yourself again is top priority. Would it help you to feel better if you asked your OB, or if they're sick, if you asked your doctor if probiotics, vitamins, and omegas were okay to take during your pregnancy or illness? Okay. That is a great way to get people started. And what you're doing is you're starting them on our basic supplement combo. Now, that 4th product that's in that pack is Ease, and Ease has turmeric. Okay. They could buy turmeric over at Costco. Okay. Cool thing is we got more than turmeric in there. It's Adderall from the green lip mussel. The green lip mussel is a great component that provides a reduced inflammation. You know, it's got components for reduced inflammation. So you've got bromelain that's in there. Bromelain is from the pineapple, the core of the pineapple. So, I mean, come on. That stuff reduces inflammation. It's natural. It comes from plants and shellfish. It's not going to hurt you. Okay. So if you're sick or if you're pregnant, it's not going to be bad. Start with what people are comfortable with. Add them to our group pages. Okay. So take them into there, do yourself a favor. All right. And help them learn more about those that are taking plexus while they're pregnant or while they're sick or they're struggling with a health issue. Go find a post or 2 that's talking about whatever it is that they're suffering with. You know, if it's a pregnant woman, there's this one post where these 2 midwives are talking about the products and how great they are for pregnancy. You've got post after testimony of people who were very, very ill, dealing with all kinds of metabolic issues. And they've taken a picture of their huge table of prescriptions and how they're off of all of them. I mean, go find something and show it to them and say, hey, it starts with a probiotic. It starts with an omega. It starts with a multivitamin that works. Okay. This is really how it's going to change your life. All right. Somebody who's skeptical about supplementation. Okay. Right. This is the 7th thing. And I think I have 9. Yes, I do. So here's the 7th thing. Okay. Were you knowledgeable that supplementation was powerful before you started Plexus? I wasn't. In fact, I thought it was a bunch of crap, honestly. I was so uneducated. I thought the only thing that would actually help somebody was drugs, like real prescriptions. Why? Because every channel that we turn on the television, that's what we are programmed to believe. All we see on a television is drugs. You know what I'm talking about. The pharmaceutical industry, no offense, but it's the truth. They're in your face. And so we are dealing with people who are indoctrinated that the pharmaceutical industry is the thing that is going to change their life. They don't believe that supplements are powerful. If it doesn't give them an overnight answer to their pain, their suffering, or their weight loss solution, then they're not in, because they're used to the reaction their body gets with a drug. Okay, so it's our job to relate to them and show them, hey, that was me. I totally didn't know. I had no idea, or I was skeptical. I didn't think this stuff would work. So supplementation is what we need in our modern day, period. And you can go find articles like by Dr. Mercola, Mercola, Dr. Mercola. If you go to his website, there's an article after article after article about why supplementation. Go to Dr. Mark Hyman, Hyman, and oh my gosh, he's got a YouTube channel and he talks about why supplementation is imperative in our society today. In fact, if you go on the Engage app, correct me if I'm wrong, there is a great video by one of our doctors that talks about why supplementation. Okay. There's all kinds of great stuff out there that you can share. All right. Find a source to help them understand supplementation is needed. There's a great video by Brooke Hemingway called Supplementation in the 21st Century. It's so great. I can't tell you how many times I've sent that. Depletion in our soil has caused depletion in nutrients within our food and so much more. That's just the beginning. So here's an example message you can send. I understand why you feel that way. I wondered the same thing in the beginning. So you're in a conversation with them and they're like, I don't know if that's going to work for me. I don't think supplements are that great. Or maybe they've tried 15 things and they never have worked. Well, that's because they're not plexus, quite frankly. Okay, so back to the message. I understand why you feel that way. I wondered the same thing in the beginning. Am I going to need to be on this forever? Right? Then I realized that these are nutritional supplements. And because I don't eat perfectly every day, I don't grow all of my food organically, I don't make everything from scratch, I am exposed to chemical toxins and pesticides every day, or if I take birth control. So this means my body will always be out of balance because those things deplete our body of nutrients, as do added sugars, deplete our bodies of nutrients, carbonation of soda water, depletes your body, just over and over. I realized that these will fill in the gaps for me and help me feel my very best. My story is my proof. So this is something I build into my grocery budget. What I was able to take out of my budget is like fast food, junk food, over-the-counter medications, prescription medications for me and my family. So a lot has been eliminated from my budget. All that supplementation has done for me is help me feel amazing. And then you ask a question. I always say when you're having this is the greatest answer for anyone who is skeptical about supplementation. It is just a great answer. And what I always say is add a question at the end. Add a question and ask them, hey, what do you think about that? What are your thoughts? I've just said something. So what do you think about that? What are your thoughts? They're going to probably be more skeptical until you overcome, right? Sometimes you're going to be on this texting thing. Remember, you want to eventually get to the phone. When they get closer to wanting to do this, that's when you switch to the phone. Okay, number 8. If you get this response back from them and say, you know what? Maybe it's the same conversation you're having about the supplementation. And they say, hey, you are so awesome, but I am not ready to commit to this cost. You know what I have found in the past when somebody says that they're not ready to commit to the cost? Look, they've seen my success story. A lot of the times, the reason they're talking to me is because they know that I'm successful, either in my testimony or in my business or both. Okay. They've seen some testimonies I've been posting, they've watched my stories, or they wouldn't even be talking to me. Right. But in the reality, number one, here's usually what's going on in their head. They don't trust themselves to be committed. They don't believe that they're ready to do this and go all in. They just don't trust themselves. And number two, here's what they really think. What if this works and I can't afford it and keep up this payment thing? Have you thought about that? Okay. So people will be afraid to make that commitment long term. And then they'll think, what if it actually works and I can't afford to keep paying for this? Can you imagine that? So how do you get over that hump? So here's what I found that's a really good way to get over that hump. And I know this is a really strange situation, but that is what's going on in a lot of people's heads. I've been thinking about you, and as I've helped people over the years, I found a lot of people don't actually trust themselves. Maybe they've tried a lot of things and they've invested money in different programs and nothing has worked. They are not really sure that they will be consistent and committed. They don't trust that they're ready for change. But here's the thing, Jenny, the very fact that we've been talking and that you've been telling me this and that you've been interested shows me that you're ready for the change and that you're ready to do something different and that you do want the help. Okay. Or you do want my help. You can say my help if you want. It's normal to be afraid, and especially to be afraid of, oh my gosh, what if this works and I love it and I can't afford it? I tell you what, let's cross that bridge when it happens. In the meantime, I know how to get these products paid for you to get them free. Trust yourself to get started now, and we'll just cross that bridge together when we get to it. What do you say? And that is a really good answer for someone who has those two problems. Okay, I'm going to include the problems. How about I include those problems here? Okay. They don't trust themselves to be committed. And they fear that it's going to work and then they can't keep paying for it. Okay. We all have had ambassadors that have shared one time on their social, or they've talked to 3 people and they've heard no, or they've posted on their social like you've told them to do, and nobody talks to them. Nobody says anything. And they think it doesn't work, right? We've all had that. So we want to make sure that we let our new people know that when they're sharing with their friends and family, that you are 100% available. You need to let them know. In your first 90 days, I want you to know I am here for you. I am here for you. It's going to be inconvenient. Just get ready. It's going to be some inconvenience because you're going to have a text in the middle of whatever, and you need to be able to be available to be in a 3-way chat. Just get ready for that. So that's the first thing. Tell them that you're 100% available in the first 90 days. You also need to let them know that their first post, they think everybody knows they're doing plexus. Well, not very many people saw that first post. How about they need to do it again? If they haven't been posting in a long time, they need to do some more. And you need to baby them. You're going to have to. You're going to have to hold their hand. Look, nobody knows how to do this. You didn't know how to do it when you started. Somebody helped you. So you have to help them and be helpful. Suggest things like say, hey, you and me, let's come up with a few friends that you can send a message to. I'm going to help you write a message, or I'll write it and you can look it over. You can send it out. We'll do it together. But you literally have to be engaged with that person. That's the only way you're going to get a paycheck in their hand. Okay. So number 1, be 100% available. If you want people to grow underneath you, you have to be willing to be inconvenienced at some point. Okay. Let them know that if even it's at the last minute, they can pull you into a 3-way chat or a phone call or a FaceTime. You're going to have to spoon feed them. They don't know what to do. And if somebody is interested, tell your person to simply say this, okay? Hey, awesome. Can you get on a call with me at 5 p.m. or 7 p.m.? And you need to already have that agreement with your sponsor, your upline that you're working with. When are they going to be available? Say, hey, I'm going to try to get some people in some chats. When are you going to be available? If you're going to be available on this night, what times? You're going to have to set some times in your schedule that you're available to help these people. Okay. 3-way chats, guys. Third-party validation is what sponsors people. Ask any person that's on this call, especially Betsy. Betsy went senior gold with 3-way chats and Zooms. She added 50 people to her team in 12 weeks. She's a freaking rock star. And all she did was message everybody, get them interested, and bring them to me. And we all 3 of us got on a Zoom and bam, they joined. Okay. Not all of them joined, but a whole lot of them. And then once she got good at it, she just kept doing it. She just kept doing it and kept doing it. So it works. It freaking works. So whatever time works for you and that new ambassador, tell them to message you. You may have to drop everything. You're going to have to just drop it. You may have to answer some messages in a group chat when you're not expecting that you have to do it. But that's how you get your customers and your ambassadors some quick wins. All right. You want to get them some quick wins. So, okay, there's really not a big message to send. You're just saying, hey, awesome. Can I get you on a call with me at 5 or 7? That's really all that one is. And I will put all of this as verbiage in the chat or in the Facebook group. Okay, it's almost been an hour. Who's got a question, comment? Not at once or anything.
Well, I could just share. Yesterday, I sent you that message. Look, my friend can't sleep. She's literally, she was bitching.
Yeah.
And I wrote it and you said, nope, you gotta be more, you gotta love on her a little bit more. And she's not one of my favorite people, but I do want to help her. So I loved on her more. She hasn't answered back. She's ignored it, which is fine. So then later in the day, I posted something about not being able to sleep, a testimony and stuff. So I'm hoping she's seeing it.
Right.
So
it's easy to ignore. It's harder to say something back to somebody.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. People don't want to say no to you. It's easier for them to say nothing than to say no. If they say no, then they don't want to hurt your feelings sometimes.
Right.
Maybe they don't want to say no just yet. And if they haven't said no, hey girl, door's wide open for me.
Yeah.
It's true, because when people reach out to me about things, I do my own research before I would get back to them.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you can do something with that. I'm going to put the recording on the page as soon as I'm done uploading it. I'll get all the verbiage up there. So I think you'll find the context and everything there. So that will help you. Okay. Great.
Awesome.
End the month strong. Love y'all very much. Mwah.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.